because this part is exciting as well as everyone is coming in.
And there we have a midnight lady there, Mariella, I think around 12 midnight.
Yeah,
it
so
is.
I know.
so grateful. Oh,
So
we've
grateful.
just missed past 100. Oh, there's 100, 101.
Wow, can we have this every week? It really wakes us up.
Well, let's keep talking about it.
It's so good. This is so good. Yeah.
Right, 104 so far. So 50.
Yeah.
So we've got about half the people. All right, here comes more.
Thank you, Team Mount Litera, wearing your uniform early morning. Much appreciated. Brilliant. Hello, students from Pathways.
Okay.
Very good morning. And my
Yes.
colleagues from Pathways, very good morning.
Well, 110, 111.
There you are.
112.
Monica, all cameras on. We are all to see you there. Thank you.
Do we have anyone from Empatico here by chance? Did anyone make it from Empatico?
Oh, wow. Do we have a third school?
This is an organization in New York that we're
Wow.
inviting to connect with us here for a future partnership, we're hoping.
Okay.
But if they don't come today, they'll certainly see this recording.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to open this screen. Can everyone see the participant screen? We're going to open it up a little wider here so we can see a few more. Here's Camille Amani coming in. Another. Okay, let's go to about 8:05 and then we'll begin.
Sophia, Kavish, cameras on, please. Such a lovely occasion, such a wonderful thing to wake up to. Mount Litera and Pathways. Wow.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone in Mumbai and New Delhi. I'm on the West Coast, US. Kate, why don't you tell folks where you are?
I am coming to you from New York, upstate New York. So not New York City, but a little bit north.
And Jack Rasmussen, where are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm in Los Gatos, California. It's an hour south of San Francisco, California, on Pacific time. So it's 8 p.m. here.
Yeah. And Mariella, where
Hi,
are you?
everyone. I'm at the end of the world in Argentina, very down there. And it's midnight here. So I'm on the same date as in India already.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So we are speaking into the future, which is a wonderful concept. And you are talking to the past, which is an equally wonderful concept. Here, a few more people coming. Do we have good sound? Everyone wave if you have good audio and you can hear my voice. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to take, oh, here we're still more people in the waiting room. I'll let you in. Okay, there we are. More and more. It's almost impossible to do a screenshot, but I'm going to do a before screenshot. Impossible to do a screenshot of everyone. Let's see, any more? And Pallavi, I think we should begin. Oh, here comes one more. All right. We are up to 130.
Wow.
We're First ever for Screen 360 TV.
Give me a cue and I shall begin.
Okay. Let's see, Pathways. Well, let's see, we're 1:30, so we might have quite a few more coming, and here they come. All right. Let's just, Pallavi, why don't you please begin?
Yes, please. So I'm Pallavi Sharma, Faculty of English, Mount Litera School, Mumbai.
Oops, sorry.
A very good evening to Team Screen 360 TV and a lovely morning to my fellow citizens. Greetings from Mumbai. It's indeed a pleasure and a rare privilege to introduce Catherine Kavanagh, founder and lead curator hailing from California, Mariela Romero, education lead Argentina, Jack Rasmussen, business lead California, Catherine Leblanc, education lead New Jersey. Curated to serve this philosophy of the International Baccalaureate Program, Screen 360 TV's cherry-picked films are a window to view life and living through multiple perspectives. We are here to know how to combat life's inevitable challenges and emerge as a brave heart, and eventually taking forward the IB learner portfolio profile attributes as we forge ahead in these challenging times. We look forward to cherishing this rich learning environment that targets empathy, language, geography, aesthetics, and discernment as its key learning goals. Over to you, Team Screen 360 TV.
Thank you very, very much, Pallavi. That's
pleasure.
There we
Pleasure.
are. I'm trying to get us on to speaker mode, but still enjoying the rush of people coming. This is magnificent, and I'm going to continue speaking to the crowd. It's amazing to see you all. Screen 360 TV was created to connect international peers in a time when, like no other time before, we can connect international peers. And you can consider yourselves peers because of that capacity to connect now, to learn from each other and exchange empathy and plant seeds for future collaborations, potentially working together throughout the world. And this is our hope for Screen 360 TV, through showing international films to an international audience. And for us, international means even your neighbors next door, which some of you might be next door in Delhi or Mumbai. Just a couple of things. As usual, you're probably used to the Zoom protocol. When you're not talking, please mute. Otherwise, we're a startup and we want to hear from you. So please mute and unmute and speak to us, and use the hand raise as often as possible. Kate Leblanc is going to ask for your help in a few moments. And as you already know, we are recording, and I heard that there's a few journalists who want to use some of this recording, and you are certainly welcome, and we want to see it, and we want to see you put it on social media far and wide. With that, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, I'm going to need to shrink you here. There.
Kathy?
Yes.
I think someone is, our coordinator is waiting for you. Can you just let it in?
Yes, there we are.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, my friends, we're up to 142. It's really exciting. I've just, let's see, admitted all. There we are. Okay. Can everyone see the screen? Up there is Harish. There. Good. All right.
Just get to see the welcome screen. Is there something more?
There, now we are going to find out where everyone is joining from. This is a Padlet. I love this. This shows where everyone is joining from. If you would like, send out a cheer when you hear your hometown. We have Mount Litera in Mumbai. Who's here? Okay, you're all very good. Oh, there's one more person coming in. And Bangkok, Thailand. We had a filmmaker from Bangkok lend us his film and we had a discussion about it. So we collect all of the international peers that we've worked with so far on our Padlet here. Let's see who we have here. Anyone in Pathways? Shout out to Pathways in Delhi. There you are. And the film KUKERI by Daniel Ali, which we're going to watch, takes place in Bulgaria. There's Bulgaria. And Jack is there at USC, momentarily just above USC. There's Kate formerly in Sparta, New Jersey. There's Mariella. And some of the other classes that we've worked with in Poland and Germany. And so we hope that in the future, this fills up and it becomes an interactive map to help you select the people that you would like to watch with. Yes, Pallavi.
Yeah, we have our diploma coordinator, Suzanne Patel.
She is
and our
here?
colleagues from, yes, please. And our colleagues from Mount Litera. Yeah,
Welcome.
teachers, just raise a hand.
Well, let's see here.
Suzanne Patel.
Let's see. I'm not sure if I can see you. I'll try and open way up. Hello, Sauli Roy, you have a question? Oh, your hands are up saying from Mount Litera. Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Okay.
We have Mr. Vishnu Sharma, Head of Secondary and Deputy Principal, Mount Litera.
There we are. Very good.
Suzanne has just texted.
Okay, thank you. All right. More in the waiting room, just one moment. Bring everyone in. Very exciting, okay.
There's Suzanne, yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we are now 143 participants, 144. All right, I think. Let's go back here.
Good morning.
Oh, there we are. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to move a little more quickly through. Okay. So there we are. Really exciting to see you all. Welcome. So the process is, whoop, more people coming. We will view a short, just slightly less than 10-minute film from Daniel Ali, KUKERI, made in Bulgaria. And we will then follow up with questions. But we would like to quickly move along our agenda here. Yep, and go back up to show you the discussion questions. Pardon me, actually. There we go. There we are. Pallavi, would you say a few words about your choice of theme?
Yes. So I read a little bit of, this KUKERI, where a family overcomes fears amidst all odds and emerges to establish their cultural identity. And this particularly intrigued me because in these challenging times, it's so difficult to have this, state of mind where you can cope up. So you need the coping mechanism, you need the faith in yourself, you need the belief in culture, in your cultural heritage. You need faith in each other in order to overcome. And this is what KUKERI says, and it will say much beyond than I have just, put it on the platter.
Very good, thank you.
Yes.
I am going to share the questions that our team has put together for this, and that's going to be in the chat. And I will list that there. And everyone see that discussion questions? Please copy that link. And you'll find the questions are listed in English and Hindi. First, we'd like to start your thinking about the film and in general with this question. How can learning about people, cultures, languages, and experiences other than our own help us overcome our fears? So think about that, and I'm going to introduce Kate Leblanc, one of our 2 teaching leads, to tell you about the film and these questions.
Katie, I'm not sure if you shared the link in the chat, but I don't see it. Am I the only one?
I'll do it again. It's there. Oh, still more people coming in. Terrific. And yeah, so there from me to everyone in the waiting room, as well as, let me see, to everyone in meeting. Maybe that's why.
There we go.
See it? Okay, good. And then to everyone in the waiting room.
Okay, so the film that we're going to watch today is directed by Daniel Ali, and we've actually connected with him and engaged in conversations about his inspiration surrounding the films that he's created. And part of his inspiration for creating films about different cultures and different identities and different experiences is to show a variety of cultures and show diversity through the film medium. And KUKERI is about connecting with your heritage, as Pallavi said at the beginning, and connecting with your ancestors and using that connection to overcome fears. So we have a little opening discussion question that Katie just shared, and we'd love to have that open to all of you to respond to that, just to get the juices flowing, get the brain muscle working. I know that it's bright and early for you and super late for me, so it's important to get that thought process rolling. So let's go to that first question and open it up to all of you. How can learning about people, cultures, languages, and experiences other than your own help us overcome our fears? And there's no wrong answer, so I encourage you to be brave and share what your initial responses are to that. And then after we discuss that, we'll go through and we'll ask for volunteers to read the questions in green on the document. And those questions, we're just going to share them and read them out loud, and we're going to let them percolate. You're going to think about them as you watch the film, and those questions will be used to guide the discussions that we have in breakout rooms after the film is finished. And after the breakout rooms, we'll come back together and we'll share some of those conversations that we had, interesting responses that you heard, and maybe questions that you thought of that aren't on this document. So feel open to share your comments and questions that you might just have on your own. It's totally okay to engage in those, okay? So again, any initial thoughts as to how learning about people and cultures, experiences, languages, identities, other than your own, how does that help you overcome fear? Any initial thoughts there?
Nandini, sorry, Nandini, go ahead and open up your microphone and speak. Let's see if we can.
I guess what may be like a taboo in our culture may be something very common in another culture. So learning how they're being able to like do something that we won't be able to do, like helps us overcome our fears, I think.
Great, thank you, thank you. Kate, I'm thinking that we should move along to reading the questions rather than, because it's about 8:20.
Surely. All right. Nandini, how do you feel about being our brave volunteer, or as we say here, voluntold? So I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but how do you feel about reading that first question in green out loud for us?
Yeah, I can do that. Is this the breakout room question? Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Where did you see yourself reflected in the film?
Wonderful. Nice job. And that question is shared with you in 3 different ways. So sometimes we refer to film or text as mirrors because you can see aspects of your own identity or your own experiences or your own life or culture reflected in whether it be a book or whether it be a film. So that's what this question is about. It's about identifying similarities, and it doesn't have to be on the surface, right? It can be something abstract, like a character showed courage, and that relates to your personal life because, and you fill in the blanks, right? So that first question is about, where do you see yourself in this film? Where do you see your experiences in this film? And how is this film similar? Can I have another volunteer to read the next question for me?
I don't see a hand raised yet. Maybe someone who'd like to read more than just one. Alima.
Okay, it says, what did you learn that you didn't know before from which one? The second, oh, that's in Hindi translation, sorry. Before from watching the film. How is the film different from your life experience and identity? How is the film a window for you?
Beautifully done. Yes, absolutely. So this is kind of the opposite of the previous question, right? So the first question asked you, how is this film a mirror for yourself? And this question is, how is it a window to something that you didn't know before, or an experience or an identity or a culture that you're not familiar with? So what does this film teach you that you didn't previously know? Or how is this film different from your life? And there's one final question, and that question is the same as the opening question, which is, how do we learn about ourselves from experiencing people, cultures, languages other than our own? So while you're watching this film, think about these questions, and there's no wrong answer. It's what you observe, right? And what you notice. So while we watch the film, those are the 3 questions that we'd like you to think about. You can absolutely keep this document up for you to reference and use. And if you think of any questions or observations or comments on your own, please feel free to share those too during the breakout rooms or the whole class discussion.
Okay. Very good. And with that, I'm going to bring up KUKERI by Daniel Ali. And if you all would please mute yourself.
I think, Bobby, do you have a question?
We just have a screen block, maybe overlapping of a black screen. I think
Yeah.
Catherine is removing it, right?
That's right. I will close that down. That's the 146 people who are here. And so,
156.
156. Okay. All right. So in just one moment, I will expand the screen. You will all have full sound. Enjoy KUKERI from Daniel Ali, 9 minutes and 27 seconds. See you after.
Първият ми спомен е за ръка с баща ми. Вървиме по улицата надолу, където се събираме абсолютно всички кукери на 1 януари, но не знам коя година. Мерака за мен не може да се опише. Това е когато чуеш звънеца, музиката навън и гледаш хората облечени с костюми и в теб всичко да изтръпва и да настръпваш.
В самия мерак съм го постигнал от баща ми чрез неговите неща, като кукер. Моят първи спомен от кукерството е на 3 годинки и съм бил бял кукер. И от баща ми, той на времето се правеше също. Той е голям мераклия. Ми плашеше ме, но като почнах да се правя кукер и вече нещата се оправиха, спрях да се плаша. И всеки човек, който няма мерак, не може да бъде кукер. И това по принцип си отвътре от сърцето. Мерака си идва от самото сърце на човека.
Жената, която ме вдъхновява, е моята майка. Тя е наистина голям човек. Колко и да е уморена от работа, тя винаги е съгласна да облече костюма. На кукерството ме научиха моите родители. Моят баща и моята майка.
Кукерата е една стария традиция, която остава от прадедите ни. И ритуалите са по принцип, че в самия кукер се събужда самата традиция от прадедите ни.
Обикаляме цялото село, къща по къща, за да донесем здраве и берекет на хората в селото.
Едно време, като се дрънкали звънците, това означавало, че има нещо добро в България. Кукерите вярват по принцип, че правят добро на хората и гонят злите духове. И самия звук на звънеца запазва традициите от дедите ни.
Чувствам се уникално, когато съм в кукерския костюм. Чувствам се просто невероятно един щастлив човек. Да се продължат кукерските традиции е много важно, защото чрез тях гоним злите сили. Показваме на другите хора, че има добро на този свят, въпреки много работи.
Ритуала е това, което да гониме злите духове чрез музиката и чрез движенията на кукери. Значи от дедите ни как си е останала традицията и сега си е запазена същата традиция. И почти няма никаква разлика. Те си остават със същата традиция и със същите желания.
Този кукерски костюм преди няколко години е бил на моя баща и като наследство сега е на мен. На движенията и на танците също така ме научи баща ми и чичо ми. Вдъхновяват ме моя баща и моя чичо, които правят всичко възможно. Аз, братовчетка ми, брат ми и всички останали от семейството да участваме в кукерски фестивали. Едно време кукери са били само мъже. Булка, младоженец, мечки, мечкар. Всичко цялата сурва е вървяла само от мъже. Но последните няколко години вече и жени се правят с кукери, с носи и дори старци. Когато съм изцяло облечена в кукерския ми костюм, повечето хора ме познават вече, но някои се възхищават на това, което виждат, не очакват да има жена под костюма. И след като сваля маската, много ми се възхищават, радват ми се много.
Замира последните години. За съжаление. То ми е едно от най-важните неща в живота, да го запази. Много съм радостен и много съм щастлив, че запазваме самата традиция в семейството. Важно е, за да почитаме нашите деди и да запазим нашите си корени. За да може да остане тази традиция.
За мен е важно да продължа кукерската традиция за напред. Винаги ще нося кукерството в душата си, дори в чужбина да съм, дори да съм далече от България, винаги ще бъде в мен. Горда съм, че съм кукер, да. Спре тръпката в мен.
Welcome you back, and I'm going to. Okay, we'll continue and hope that it will. Mariela Romero will take us to the post-film Q&A. Mariela.
Yes, we are going now to divide the session into breakout rooms. I don't know if you're familiar with that functionality that Zoom has. So it's like in a class, we'll be divided into different teams where we'll be discussing different questions. So each group will be led by one of us, and probably there will also be a teacher in each of the groups. So, well, this is what's coming next.
That's right. So I'm creating 4 rooms. Room 1 is Mariela Romero's room. And
Okay.
let's see.
So you're going to be taken to your room, and then we will be called to come back to the whole session.
And then rooms, where did room 2 go? Let's see, so many names. There's room 2 is going to be Kate Leblanc. And the Screen 360 team will moderate the questions, which will also be shown in the breakout room.
Sorry, Katie, there is an intervention by Shale Mahan.
Okay, what is, can you read what she says, or is there someone?
Nick Cave, Australian artist, is inspired from KUKERI tradition.
Oh, really nice to hear that. Yes, Nick Cave is wonderful and does similar things with that. I completely agree. And where else might you think that Nick Cave is inspired by, along with KUKERI? Has anybody else seen? Let's see. Yeah, I've also seen that in African culture, and I couldn't tell you which one. So room 3 is going to be Jack Rasmussen. Thank you for that intervention. Completely agree. And room 4 will be with me, Catherine. Okay, good. And the rooms are going to be divided. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm going to open all the rooms, and all of you will go into the rooms and you'll be able to see the questions. And those teachers are welcome to observe. The conversation, though, is for the students. So enjoy the observation. And if you wish to stay out here, there's some lovely Bulgarian music that Kate Leblanc has programmed for us. And I can play that. I see the numbers going down. Let's see here. Let's see, stop share. Okay, and I'm going to take when everyone goes. So looking for that music. There it is. And it's not playing for, okay, I'll imagine that. Okay. Breakout rooms in progress. I'm going to go to the room now and quickly put up. Does everyone have the questions on their own computers? I will, looking for my screen that has disappeared, and there it is. There we are. There we are. I'm going to put the questions in English first. I can only do 2 questions at a time. Let's start with those. Okay, so all right. Got them in English now, and then I will put them in Hindi next. All right. Jack, have you gone to your room? All right, some more people in the waiting room. Okay. Hello, Sonal Pinto. Let me assign you to the room. Okay. Join.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
So I kind of lagged out. So now I a breakout room, I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. Are you a student?
Yeah, I am. Are you?
I am a student.
Oh, from where?
Pathways School, grade 11.
Oh, okay.
How long has it been you in the meeting over here?
I've been here since the start, 8:30.
No, in outside the breakout room.
Outside. Listen, also the thing is my laptop shut down, so I had to restart it, and then I was in the waiting room, and now I'm here.
So, what did you do in the meeting? I was sleeping.
Oh, we watched a movie.
You watched movie.
Yeah, we watched a movie.
Which one?
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself because everyone's just gonna come back while we're still talking.
All right, welcome back. it seems that our breakout rooms were not automatically divided, and it was going to take quite a lot of time for me to do it manually. We tested earlier, and it automatically divided the groups, and so that would have worked. But
only 18 participants are here. Sorry to disturb you. Only 18 participants are there. Not everybody came back.
yes, okay. So we're still waiting for everyone to come back to the main room. And let me make sure that all breakout rooms will close in 4 seconds, so they will come back.
Jaya, I'm so sorry that you weren't able to finish your thought. Hopefully you can share and finish that thought as a whole group session.
I'm glad that worked for you. Unfortunately, the rest of the groups weren't able to get started because the breakout rooms didn't fill automatically. So the person who was speaking, I welcome that person to share with us, if you would please, as we are there are more people still coming in. And Kate, please point out that person who was speaking. We'd love to hear from them.
Yeah, Jaya was saying something really beautiful about honoring tradition and what she took away from watching KUKERI. So I'd love for that. Jaya, can't see you, but if you could restate that, that'd be wonderful for everybody to hear.
Let's see. I will find you, Jaya.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. Great.
So what I was saying is that sometimes some of the rituals really don't make meaning to us, even in our own culture, but we simply honor them and simply follow them because they've been handed over to us without actually questioning them. And so I was able to connect with this movie in the same manner. And sometimes absence, something which seems to be less meaningful to us really doesn't mean that there's absence of meaning or there's no meaning in it. And I was also sharing that, India itself is known as land of exotics to the people who really don't understand India and the various cultures. So such misinterpretation or such lack of knowledge about certain cultures may also create, stereotypes and maybe biases also against that. So it was really wonderful to know that everyone has their unique, rituals, cultural traditions, and that we are not alone in all this. So it was good.
Very good. I'd love to see another hand raised who would like to share. The gallery open. I'm wondering if we could address that earlier question about how cultures can help us overcome our fears, seeing other cultures and seeing something that's actually intended to scare spirits away. That tradition helps us.
I think Anushka has something to say.
Okay, Anushka, thank you for seeing the hand. Go ahead, Anushka, I'll put you on speaker.
Yeah, I wanted to say something I noticed was how reveling in the heritage was very communal. So it was a lot about when you're driving spirits away, you're doing it for your whole community. And also when people heard the KUKERI, they would be pleased. So it was a lot about doing all of it together. And I found that that's something you can learn from cultures. It's something to show you about how people can come together and they don't really revel in their heritage individually. So that's something that.
Very good. Very good. Vaidehi.
No, I just appreciated the way Anushka explained and expressed her thoughts.
Very nice. Anyone else? I'll go back to the gallery view.
I see that Nandini has his hand up again. Please
Okay. Thank you, Nandini. Please.
I guess just hitting on the point of rebellion, at least in what I see amongst my friend group, like we kind of rebel against culture, we rebel against traditions. And just seeing like the KUKERI culture, it kind of brings that sense that a sense of remembrance of just going back to our roots, appreciating where we've come from and recognizing who we really are.
Yeah, very nice. Alima has a hand up. Please, Alima.
I agree to Nandini, but I think, preserving culture is important, but at the same time, culture also changes for a reason. People change, the world changes eventually over time, and culture needs to change too. And mindsets need to change too, because some mindsets are so conservative and they need to change because we won't grow globally, or we won't grow individually, and we won't go anywhere. So I think some traditions should be there, but I think some really need to change. Yeah.
Could you talk about, Alima, talk a little bit more how one particular tradition helps you overcome fears of the unknown?
I think I'm an atheist. So, for me, culture does not come naturally. Like for me, culture is very different. For me, happiness is like more like culture, like spending time with my family, spending quality time with my friends, spending time with my schoolmates, teachers, doing sports. Like, I think for me, motivation is different. And, facing my fears is very different. For me, staying grounded is facing my fears rather than hoping to God for making it happen. I'll believe in myself and do it myself. So, I work very differently that way.
Thank you, Alima. Saksham, please.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about preservation of culture generally. So I think I believe that first of all, preservation of ancient cultures is essential for us because we need to know who made us, what we are, where we come from, what is unique, and why are we unique, and why is the culture unique. But at the same time, changes in cultures can have negative effects on people, environment, and a lot. An example of this could be Diwali, a festival in India. So generally, Diwali is just meant to be a festival of candles, light, and all of that, like good over evil. But modern Diwali culture has turned it into something like crackers, which is not only harming the environment but also animals and people. It causes pollution and has severe health effects on many people overall.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you. Livana.
I would just like to answer the question that you addressed about how culture helps us overcome our fear. So I think taking an example from the film itself, the speaker mentioned that while performing the tradition along with her family and others who believe in it, she feels unique in that specific costume and she feels happy and she knows that she's like while performing that tradition, they're trying to scare away like the evil spirits as such. So I guess that sort of helps with the element of fear. Additionally, they're also performing it as a group of people. So they're a group of people that believe in the same thing and that share similar thoughts and perspectives. So I guess sticking together is another thing.
Very nice, thank you. Ada or Ada?
Yeah, so I think that like from a more pragmatic point of view, I think culture is a sort of structure. It provides a lot of structure and it's something that we just follow, like just adding on to, I think someone mentioned about the fact that sometimes we don't actually believe in the fact, we don't strongly believe in the culture and what it, involves, but we follow it anyway because it's a celebration and it brings a sense of acceptance. And then adding on to what Rina said, it changes, it perpetually changes, and so we change along with it and we follow it and bring change, and so it evolves us. And so I think that kind of adds on to us helping ourselves overcome our fears. So as we accept ourselves and the culture and the world around us, we feel more comfortable, and so I think that adds on to that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Anushka, you have your hand up. Is it still?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one other thing, like following the theme of rebellion that Nandini spoke about. I think sometimes preserving culture can in itself be an action of like rebelling, because that's sort of what the KUKERI did as well. It was something that was dying. It was like a tradition that was dying, and reviving it is an act of rebelling against modern culture. So I think, and the great thing about the fact that culture changes is that you can pick values that you liked from like earlier traditions and choose to retain them, and also contextualize them to what the modern needs are and what you want in the future and stuff.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to Koina. We haven't heard from you yet.
Yes, hi. So just coming back to the question you asked about how, when we learn about new cultures, new value systems, and how it helps us overcome our own fears. So I think when we learn more about new things, we know more. And usually everyone has this fear of the unknown because they don't know a lot. So I think we become more knowledgeable in that way. And hence our fears become less and less because we understand the world better because we know a lot more about the world. When we watch new movies and new cultures, we learn about them, we visit new countries. So I think that's how it helps us.
Thank you very much. Who do we have here? Trisha.
Yeah, so coming back to the questions asked earlier. So I think one way that I related to this film was that they used this tradition as a means of bridging intergenerational gaps, which I thought was a really beautiful thing to do. And I could relate to this because personally, I'm not very religious as a person, but I do participate in many festivals like Diwali, for example, or Holi. And what that really does, it helps in strengthening familial bonds. So that's how I could relate to it. And also in terms of how it helps us overcome our fears. So I think that when you interact with people of different cultures, it helps you bust myths, it helps you challenge stereotypes, and it encourages you to question your own prejudices and your own biases. And overall, I think it just increases your ability to empathize with other people, which I think is really important in today's world.
Bravo. Yeah, we think so too. That's why we're doing this. I just want to check in with Pallavi. It is now 9 o'clock and we still need about 10 minutes. Can we go on to the next part, even though there's so many hands raised and I'd love to hear. Can we have a few more minutes for hand raised and go until about 9:15? Okay, is that okay with Pathways as well?
Pathways, teachers.
Yeah, we are fine. We are fine.
Thumbs up, super. Okay, thank you very much. Arnav, we haven't heard from you, so please, let's hear from you.
I'd say when I'm talking about religion and culture, both of them are interdependent in nature. And when I'm talking about culture, it is about what you believe. When for example, the Vaishno Devi, when you go to Vaishno Devi, it's a very esteemed part of our Hindu culture. And there you have to climb, for example, 13 to 14 kilometers to reach a certain temple, which is considered very holy. And one thing I've noticed I've been there multiple times, and even though the crime rate in Delhi is so high, the crime rate for stealing anything, and when I go up there, I see people everywhere. Even the rooms are usually sold out. So even we used to stay outside the temple. We used to sit down and everything, and there was no signs. I couldn't find one sign of any kind of brutality. That's the kind of nature the temple had, and that trust in God evolved to this extent that all other things are forgotten. That's what I believe my culture stands for. And along with that, I am a very big promoter of the Islamic culture because I believe people are so blinded by some parts of the Quran, because I have read the Quran, and 113 out of the 114 chapters start with that God loves us and God is all about peace. And yes, there are few aspects which are by nature, but instead of believing those, there are 1.6 billion people in the whole world who are Muslims, who follow the Islamic culture, and only 0.001% of them follow the violent parts, who cherry pick the violent parts out of it. I think that's the difference between where our beliefs lie and how we perceive our religion and culture. Thank you.
That's valuable. Thank you. Thank you. Alima?
Yes,
Yes.
I think people manipulate each other in a way that they can be pretentious. I'm not going to offend anything, okay? I just think religion and culture, in a way, people often don't question it or reflect about it. They just follow traditions because it's passed on to, it's like a hierarchy, right? It's passed on, the other one follow with it. So, you're so oblivious and delusional that you fall under the trap too. I'm not saying that, you should totally not be traditional. Obviously, keep some values, but question those values as well. Don't blindly just, do it. And again, with religion, I think, if you're not again, some people are like very religious, but I think if you're not from that religion, you can't speak the perspective of how they feel. Everybody has their own religion. You can think about it, but you can't say that you believe in it, because first of all, you don't follow their traditions. You just see them. What the public shows, you follow that. You heartily do not follow that. So I think there are two differences. And I think people should really question what's happening around them, and especially with traditions, because I feel traditions and culture is something not very unspoken. People will say, oh, it's fun, you should celebrate it just because it's in your culture. But the thing is, why is it in my culture? How did it come as well? So, I think it's important we all do that. Sorry.
Okay. So thank you on that fiery note.
Sorry. I didn't want to offend anybody though.
No, I hope that is not offensive. It sounds to me thoughtful and reflective. And that is something that we hope is a large part of Screen 360 TV, that we stimulate conversation and reflection and independent thought, and that conversation can happen here. I'd like to bring back Kate Leblanc, who's going to tell you about next week's assignment, so you can dig in even further to these issues and to the ideas that KUKERI planted and sparked. Kate Leblanc, where are you?
Here I am.
There you are. There you are.
Before you start, Kate, sorry to interrupt, but there are some interventions in the chat box.
Wonderful. Let's hear them.
So I don't...
Go ahead, Mariella.
Shall I read them?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So we have Lokesh saying, the age of becoming a global citizen, one tries to accustom to global culture. It could be watching movies, festivals, food, selecting futuristic profession. At times, parents don't have answers for new questions posed by children that lead to disconnect and beliefs at times. One of my thoughts is, if you connect with culture and believe in faith, it's pretty easy to define life's purpose for many unknown questions.
Thank you, Lokesh. And there's others.
Yeah, Asmit. My perspective, preservation is crucial. We must consider aspects like our happiness. However, it should not come at the cost of something else, like crackers in Diwali. Having the right of choice, you're not obliged to follow a specific culture. If it does not align with your values or beliefs, you don't have to follow it. That is not called rebelling. That is just called trying to find what is suitable for you, whether it is atheism or even another culture.
Okay, wow, thoughtful. Thank you, Mariella. Kate, would you like me to share the...
Yes, please.
Okay, share.
Time it is, so I know what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna go there and then switch over. Here we are. And there we are, those breakout rooms that didn't work very well for us. There we are. And if everyone can take a look at the screen and listen to Kate LeBlanc's dulcet tones.
Okay, so for next session, which is going to happen next week, we're going to reflect on what we discussed this session. And we're also going to ask that you prepare some piece, some creation. That creation could be a photograph, it could be a sculpture, it could be a collage, it could be a painting, a drawing, a poem, a short story, anything that you can think of. That's what we'd like you to create. And we'd like you to create something that symbolizes how you honor the past in the present. Okay, how do you blend the old with the new? How do you navigate transitioning from what was to what is and what will be? And I think that goes hand in hand perfectly with all of the ideas that you reflected in this conversation, because they don't have to be separate. You can live with traditions and cultures and embrace the modern world, right? So think of creative ways that you would present that idea and how it applies to your own life. And keep in mind that we'll ask you to take a picture of that when you come to the next session, and you'll upload that picture onto a Padlet. And that Padlet is similar to what we used at the start of the session, except it'll be gallery view. So all of you will be able to see each other's creations and like each other's creations and provide positive, constructive feedback on one another's creations. So we really want all of your finished products to be very different and reflective of you and how you interpret the assignment. So I know it's a big assignment, but I know that you can handle it, and I can't wait to see what you create.
Great, good. So also think about who in your life that you would like to tell the story of KUKERI to. And that will also bring out more of the memory and your thoughts about the film. So have another conversation about the film. And one thing I was curious about to maybe include in your conversation, how a family like this might have managed the pandemic. How do you think a close family like that might have managed the pandemic? And then perhaps like you, they're going back to school. And what might there be fears in going back to school and leaving the close-knit family like that? So think about that as well for next week as you are preparing your artifact to show us.
There are some other messages, Katie.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear them. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Mariella.
Yeah. So there is one from Saksham saying, to add to the question of how culture could reduce fear, I simply want to talk about how certain festivals in India like Holi and Diwali are the celebrations of sorry, I got lost with the change of screen.
Sorry about that.
Okay, how festivals like Holi and Diwali are the celebrations of good over evil. When people celebrate these festivals with family and friends, they tend to feel delighted and are usually in their happy places, forgetting about their fears. Finally, talking about cultures, preservation is essential because our culture plays an essential role in forming our identity. While questioning of cultures can happen if they are offensive in nature or do not really jam with the modern world, we must understand what it means to everyone that celebrates it and how every culture must be respected, irrespective of which culture you are from.
Very nice. Wow. Thanks for all those contributions. Let's see. As we are wrapping up for tonight, I want to remind you about next week. We'll start again at the same time, 8:30 in the morning in India, 8 o'clock in the Pacific time zone, and 11 o'clock in the evening in New York, and midnight for Mariella. And I know that we have a guest from Doha here, where it's now 7 in the morning. I'm glad she made it.
And one
let's see.
final thought and reminder to everybody to follow Screen 360 TV on Instagram if you have it. And we will post, Jack's going to post a Socratic seed for you to keep this conversation going. And we would love for all of your perspectives, opinions, comments, observations, for you to share those in the comment section of our Instagram post. Yeah.
Right. That's.
Yeah. I put the Instagram link in the chat. That will take you straight to it, and you can follow us and comment, and we'll be posting a few more exit questions for you to comment on. So really exciting stuff.
So thank you very much. And we post those Socratic seeds every week. And these are things that we think about when we're thinking about connecting with empathy, engaging in peer-to-peer learning on an international level, and thinking about really the innovation of education through peaceable means like this. So we thank you all very much for staying an extra 15 minutes with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. And it was great to hear your voices and see your faces. And so send us your thoughts on Instagram and get ready to show us your artifact next week. And we look forward to seeing you. So thanks all very, very much. Please, somebody tell me how to say goodbye in Hindi.
Alvida.
Alvida.
One more time slowly.
Alvida.
Alvida. And am I close?
Alvida.
Alvida.
Alvida. And thank you. Akshit, how do I say thank you?
Shukriya.
Dhanyavad. Yeah, dhanyavad also.
Shukriya. Okay. I need to do some work on that.
Shukriya or dhanyavad. Yes. Shukriya is bad word.
All right, wonderful. Now, I want to ask for one last thing, one last gallery view. And I'm going to take a screenshot of as many people. I know I've only got a third of you here. Would you please say goodbye and wave? Thank you all. I'm going to take number 3. This one, there you are. Oh my goodness. Look at you all. Thank you. There we go. And one more. Oh, wow. I can't take everyone. There we go. I think that's everyone. All right, then. Good morning and good night to everyone. See you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Screen 360 TV. We'll see you in a moment.